You've used orchestras and
But do
horn
you think
sections.
that the record is less epic than the other ones?
It's a quote I read you said somewhere. I don't know where it came from.
You know, like I say a lot of things.
You've used orchestras and horn sections on this album. Is that going to be something?
What we did like this time, we really concentrated more on the horn section than on the orchestra. We just felt like, okay, again, orchestra, we was trying to change that a little bit. But I think this epic, it comes more the way that we write music. I think that it is, of course, it's part of orchestra and stuff, but still, the way that we choose harmonies, the way that Till sings, it gives us this epic thing, which never really, it's a part of our music. It's hard to turn down, actually.
It just makes it sound really big.
Exactly.
Is the orchestras and horns going to be difficult to recreate live?
No, you have samples.
Simple as that.
Yeah, simple as that. Sometimes things are simple in the band, actually. There's not many of them, but there's one of those.
Okay, let's talk about kind of media coverage in general. Rammstein aren't a band who have had a lot in the way of radio airplay or TV coverage. Does that help you when it comes to writing your songs? It means you can pretty much get away with anything.
You mean like, that we not get played on radio and TV?
Exactly. So what do they care what you sing about? You can do whatever you want.
You know what? I think, I don't know, there's always something that never really appeared to me, like when you start to write, to think about if songs ever... I don't think that we think like that. No. I mean, I know it's like, it's a lot of, like a lot of English people think like that, but we never really thought about it. I don't know, maybe, because of where we came from, like growing up in East Germany, there was no fucking way that anything would get played, Yeah. And maybe you're right. Maybe there's something that we don't really think. I mean, and that's something, it's an interesting thing, actually. I really want to think about it. Because if you think about, like, okay, this song has to be in radio, I mean, like, I can't write like that. Mm. It's just like, that's something that it's not really... like truthful, I would say. I don't know. Maybe I should try it for sometimes.
You play in arenas. You play in arenas all over the world.
We don't really, we have a certain kind of amount that we had. Like, I just remember there's always a certain kind of interest that never goes away. In the really beginning, when we started Rammstein, I had this demo when we went into the first record company. It was winter. And we played the first guy and stuff, and he was laughing. He was like, "What the fuck is this? It's like German." And I'm like, "So you don't like it?" He's like, "No, I don't like it." So we went out there, and we were laughing with such, we wouldn't give a fuck. We just like, we were not desperate,
So how do you explain your success then? You play arenas all over the world, and you've had a record label.
I mean, if I would know it, I would do it again with something else. I would write it down, like, it's something. How do you? Let me ask you this: How do you explain, like, success in a relationship?
Oh, it's just chemistry, isn't it?
Exactly, and it's the same one as with Rammstein. It's the right chemistry, and the funny thing is, like, because it's even more difficult because there are 6 guys, and everyone has the same different chemistry. To recreate those 6, it's like, I don't know, it's like they have, how do you say, like, Sechser and Lotto, like, when you win lottery?
Yeah.
You can recreate it. It's just like, those people got together, they have a certain chemistry, and there's certain things coming out, and that's it. You can't recreate it. How can you recreate another Led Zeppelin?
True.
I mean, there will be something else, but there never be another Led Zeppelin. The only thing that you can, like, be hoping for when you create a band, that you have a really tough energy, like like that's what you have, and which means, like, in all those bands, like all those great bands, they all suffer. They all have problems. They hate each other. They're like whatever. They want to try to kill each other. I think that's the way it goes. Kind of success and kind of like suffering, pain. There's nothing that a band, like, we're all being happy and this kind of thing.
Do you think that's part of it as well? It's kind of, when you don't get along, there's this kind of energy that it could all go wrong at any moment, and that kind of adds to the excitement of it.
I mean, like, and some, let me put it this, like, you know, we never, there was moments that I was, like, almost, like, hitting someone, but never happened. And that's, like, something that I think, if this is gonna happen, that will change a lot of things. Like, physical violence.
So what stops you?
My age, I guess. I think it's my age. Like, I mean, like, you know, like, I'm doing a lot of, I mean, everyone should, like, I'm 42, I guess. No, I'm 42, actually.
Never.
What?
Never.
Yeah. And I kind of, like, I mean, I did a lot of work, in, like, you know, with myself, and, you know, and, I mean, there's the poorest form from, like, you know, from conversation or whatever. I mean, if you go that way, I mean, it's just not right. I know that in the whole, yeah, because in the end of the day, you know, all the frustration, all comes back to yourself, and you have to actually look yourself, you know, and same as a relationship, you know, it's a mirror. You have to ask yourself, why you're frustrated, why you can't give up, like, is it about the ego, what is it about? And all those kind of things, and, like, violence would be not the right thing to do.
So bringing it back to the lack of kind of TV coverage and radio airplay that you have, is that why, forgive my German, I don't speak it, Rammleid, is that why the first track that we've heard, Ram song, is that why that's so self-celebratory, because no one else will do it?
That's a fine way to think of it. I can't always, a woman, so in general, they have always great thoughts, I must say. And one thing I must say, like, you know, even like starting right in interviews, it's like, is it like that, like there's less and less women, like, being journalists? I mean, like, you know, it's like almost like 80-20 at the moment. Like 80 male and 20 female.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It really sucks. I really must say. I'm really enjoying much more interviews with female than with male. It's like you guys asking more interesting questions. But coming back to your question, we always have kind of a tradition to celebrating ourselves in a way. But why does it come from? I don't really know. It's just the way that we. I always love to sing Rammstein. Like one of those tracks, I was like screaming Rammstein. It's like as loud as I could scream, and it sounded really cool. And then it's just like, you know, it kind of like one thing came after the other, you know.
Is that? Do you think that will be the album opener?
Yes.
It feels right. It's got kind of.
It feels totally right, right?
It's that self-celebratory kind of. Yeah, here we are.
Here we are. We're back. You know, don't forget us.
What other songs do I want to talk about? Weidman's Heil?
Weidman's Heil, yeah.
What's that about?
It's about hunting. You know, when you listen to the song, the horns come and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the traditional German hunting.
Hello, Karen.
Yep.
Hey, it's Ed in London. I'm just letting you know, you've got about 2 minutes left with Richard, I'm afraid.
Can we stretch it to 10?
Well, I think he's got to go. I'm afraid.
Please, I just got a couple more questions.
You've had about a whole half hour already.
Oh, so, really? It doesn't seem like that.
I've got a clock running on the phone.
Okay, I'll see what I can do in the next 2 minutes then.
Yeah, please. I need to let him go before long. So
okay, thank you.
You're on the line with him still, by the way. Don't worry.
Okay. Hi, Richard.
I'm back.
Just a couple more questions. I have to make this very quick, I'm afraid. Pussy, what's that about?
It's about fucking.
Kind of obvious answer, really.
It's just like, you know, really, like, that's, you know, we want to talk about it some more now.
It's the old Rammstein humour creeping back in.
Exactly.
Bastard, was that about anyone particular?
Which one?
Bastard.
Bastard?
I've got a track here that starts with a B and it's got all the rest of the letters crossed out, so I assumed it was Bastard.
Called about Buchstabu.
Ah, okay.
Buchstabu is a secret a word that we have invented for anything you want.
Okay, and Wiener Blut.
Wiener Blut is about the story about, like, an Austrian guy, if you heard of it, like, obviously it was in all the press about Fritzl, that kept his own daughter, and he did, you know the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of about that.
Perfect subject matter for Rammstein, really.
Say again?
Perfect subject matter for Rammstein.
As I said before, I think it's the only band in the world that can write about those things, Rammstein.
Yeah,
so it's our
get
job
away
to
with
do
it.
that. Yeah.
2 more. Do you have an album title yet?
No,
Still working on that.
we're still working on it.
Have you narrowed it down to 2 or 3?
No, it's like one of those discussions that will never stop until we have a name.
The Metal Hammer Really exclusive interview.